Welcome back to episode 6 of the Conquest Champions League. In this game, we have a grudge match between PJ, the General, and Jeremy, the Green Dragon. Jeremy is the champion of Season 1, and last season, Jeremy and PJ played against each other in Game 1, where Jeremy was able to defeat PJ's Ents. Since then, PJ has gone on to play in several tournaments across Australia and even won Battle Hardened 2023, which is Conquest Creations' flagship tournament. In this match, will PJ's new experience be enough to win out over the tournament veteran, or will Jeremy triumph and go on to play in the grand finale? In the Conquest Champions League, I've taken 8 tournament veterans and pitted them against each other in an elimination-style tournament. This is Game 6 of the series, meaning that the winner will make it into next episode, which is the grand finale. Let's meet our players so we can get into this game.
I'm Jeremy. I'm playing with my Lake Town against PJ's Army of the Dead. I'm a little bit worried about this because I have not had much luck lately against high defense armies, and PJ has a lot of defense 8, which means my heroes are pretty much the only ones who can get involved. I've got a lot of shooting though, so standing back shooting in a little ball with all my hero support is going to be really good. Since the last game, I have learned that my master must be my leader. That's okay, I'll do everything I can to protect him, and I'll make sure that he stays safe. My plan, probably lots of avoidance. I've got some marches, I've got some movement, I can keep away from PJ, maximize the turns, I can shoot at him, hopefully take out something juicy, and then go all in with my heroes in a big death ball with every single model in the same spot.
What up guys, it's PJ and I'm back here for round 2 versus Jeremy. I'm coming back here to get my revenge from season 2 where he crushed me. This is a serious David and Goliath story, but I'm going to come out on top. I'm versing Jeremy's Lake Town army. I've never really played that type of army before, and I've got a lot of heroes and a lot of bag of tricks. The plan will be to just get my troops into battle as quick as possible. My troops will mow through his, and my big heroes will also mow through his. So the plan will be just get them in there and get the work done.
The scenario that we're playing is Command the Battlefield. In this scenario, you'll get points for breaking the enemy, killing their leader, and at the end of the game, whoever has more models in each table quarter will score points. There is a 12-inch exclusion bubble in the middle, so being in the middle of the table won't help you scoring points, and it's Maelstrom deployment. This means that the armies will come in scattered from different sides of the board.
Okay, Death Ball, maybe. We've got a Maelstrom scenario, which can be really swingy because I don't know where my models are going to go in. I really hope I lose priority the first turn because then I at least get to react to where PJ is. We have to take table quarters, and my army does not like to split up because I've got very low courage, so if I'm broken, I'm going to run. And there's a Harbinger of Evil as well, so that's going to cause me problems. And my army works as a death ball, so I've got to find some way to keep it all together and get enough kills on this incredibly tough Army of the Dead to get it working.
Command the Battlefield. This is not a terrible scenario for me. I've got high courage. The plan will be just to get a few of my warriors around the board. With the bodyguard and high courage, I should stay, and then the plan will be just to break him as soon as possible and just wait for the game to end.
And here we are at the start of the game. We have a very important role. First turn priority in Maelstrom. And goes to the Army of the Dead. In Maelstrom, each warband needs to roll to arrive. Let's see what the roll is. So the Herald's on a 6, that's anywhere you want. King of the Dead going next. A 2, so that is anywhere on the north or south side determined by Jeremy. Do you want to use your 1 point of might on that?
No.
And PJ, last warband, King Elisar.
I think I'm going to spend 1 and a free. The reason why I spent his free point of might and an extra point of might was to make sure I could keep the Herald alive. Reason being, I figure if I'm only actually spending 1 of Aragon's points in order to potentially get the Herald across by using some free marches, and then I'll be able to give the King of the Dead 3 extra points of might.
And that went to Jeremy's turn next. He went first with the Master and he rolled poorly, so PJ decided to put him in behind the King of the Dead's warband. Next, Alfred came in and decided that he would be reinforcing the Master. If PJ was going to trap the Master, then Jeremy was going to try to free him, and the rest of his warbands poured in, all of them rolling pretty well and ending up surrounding the King of the Dead's warband. It's going to be interesting.
Well, that couldn't have gone worse, but This was a David and Goliath story, and we will keep with that theme.
PJ put my master in the middle of it, so the rest of the army has come out to help him, and I've got a bit of an advantage for the first couple of turns. Let's see how quickly Aragorn can get across. Okay, Legolas 2+ to hit the King of the Dead. Hits the King of the Dead.
That's a 5.
Point of might. D8.
So it'd be a 6x4.
Sure. So that will go to by 3 now.
Yep.
Yeah, got it. Wound.
And that is the end of a very, very pivotal turn 1. You may have noticed these awesome dice that we're using, and they are provided by Baron of Dice. We're in the process of getting our own custom Conquest Creations dice made up, so look out for them coming soon. If you want to get a discount on Baron of Dice products, you can follow the link in the description down below and use our code. So that's going to go into priority for next turn. Let's see the roll. 6 to King of the Dead. Any heroics, Jeremy?
No.
Alright. PJ, any heroics from you?
Heroic March, Aragorn.
Absolutely not a surprise at all.
I'm going to be moving the warriors first, so that they're not part of Aragorn's march, because I don't want them to hold him up. And then Aragorn will have a nice, juicy 15-inch movement.
This move from PJ makes sense. He's just trying to get Aragorn over to that side of the table as quickly as he possibly can. Even if that means his troops won't be able to keep up with him, it's just worth it, because Aragorn's going to be able to get into this horde of models and just crush them. The King of the Dead did charge into the Master of Laketown. I was surprised when Jeremy didn't call a heroic move here. I understand he's trying to save his might for the killing, but if he could have kept the Master safe, it could have saved him some VPs. And at the end of the move phase, the Master of Laketown had to take a courage check for his Dragon Sickness special rule. Jeremy, the roll wasn't that great, so what did you have to do?
I have to spend all the resources, so he's got nothing left. No might, no will.
But he's still alive. And Laketown's shooting started unimpressively, but we've got Legolas to go. So what is he going to do?
He's going to do a 2+ shot on the King of the Dead. Try and take off his last wound. Gets the hit, and to wound. No.
That takes us into the combat phase. Are there any heroics?
I'm going to use the family rule, so Bard and Bane are both going to do 3 heroic combats.
So that's because they're within 6 inches
of Sigrid and Tilda. Yep.
Alright, PJ, anything from you?
No.
The Master of Laketown does have heroic defense, so he would have loved to use it, but he had to spend both of his might and will on the money bag special rule earlier, which puts Jeremy's leader at a lot of risk this turn. Starting with Bard, fighting just one army
just the one.
of the dead?
Yep. Let's go. Looks like Bards. No.
It was Bane's heroic combat next.
That'll be yours. Yeah, let's let it go.
No win.
No.
Next up is the Master of Laketown fighting the King of the Dead. The King of the Dead has a special rule that if he does a wound, it will instantly kill him, which means that fate is going to come in really important.
Yep, it's going to be yours.
Alright, King of the Dead, can you get the instant kill?
So the courage is 2 at the moment.
You'll be 3 wounds.
I'm just going to fate the King of the Dead ones. Got to pass them both. I don't.
No.
So he's gone. Leader kill. So you're ahead on points.
This is a huge start for PJ, and I reckon a tactical blunder out of Jeremy, which you don't see much from such a veteran player. The rest of the fights rage, and PJ really didn't roll that well, losing a lot of these fights, but his high defense means he didn't lose a single model, but he killed 1 Laketown guard. And before we roll priority, you're doing Alfred in here. What's he doing, Jeremy?
He's going to spend 2 will. He's going to try and give Bard some extra might. First one he does. Second one he does. So 2 extra might on Bard.
Alfred is such a powerful character, bringing Bard up to 5 might points. Bard is going to be able to start ripping through the Warriors of the Dead with this extra might. That goes into the next turn priority. Let's see it. Goes to the Army of the Dead. Any heroics this turn?
Oh, that's a tough one, isn't it? No.
Jeremy decided not to call anything, which did surprise me. He's got a lot more might in that area. The King of the Dead only has 1, but he decided to save it, and Aragorn called another march, just running forwards.
So my plan in this area is to essentially hold up their heroes and just delay until Aragorn gets into combat.
In Jeremy's move, he was just charging in with the models that he could. It's mainly just his heroes getting in because all of his warriors are Courage 2 and the King of the Dead has Harbinger of Evil, giving them -1 courage, so courage 1 to charge terrifying models. Jeremy then repositions some of his archers, and this is what the board looks like. PJ has his models spread out, meaning he's controlling 3 of the table quarters, meaning our underdog has a massive lead. And with movement done, that goes into the shooting phase. Jeremy, what's happening?
Okay, so I'm going to shoot my 6 archers at Aragorn within the way for that little fish market or whatever it is. 5's to hit. I've got 2 hits. Let's see if I can get through. 1 gets through. Horse or rider? It is rider. And I need not that.
That goes into the combat phase. Are there any heroics?
Yes. Heroic combat. Heroic combat.
Getting them for free for the daughters again.
Yep.
All right. Anything from you, PJ?
Nothing from me.
Well, let's go into those heroic combats. Let's fight. Let's see it.
One of the blue will be fainting. It doesn't matter at this point, does it?
Easy.
Rob?
You high flight?
I am. That is. No. Ooh, I could spend a point of might to have a chance. Let's do it. 6 by 3. Yes, 1 dead. First kill, might be the only kill.
Jeremy sent Bane into combat to get a trap, and then he sent the Lake Town Guard to protect the daughters. It's really bad for Bard if they die, so he wants to keep them safe. And the next fight went to Bard's heroic combat.
Got 6.
Okay, point of might. So I'm down to 4.
Cool, take it from you.
Could spend a point of might to kill 1. Yep, cross off a point of might.
And that makes sense. It's worth it for Jeremy just to be getting kills. PJ doesn't have very many models, so trading one of his several points of might for a kill will always be worth it to him. This is why he isn't calling the moves. And then the fight continued. The King of the Dead got a kill, and there was a lot of models just getting pushed around. Tariel failed to kill her opponent, followed by Legolas failing to kill his opponent, even with their might points behind them. And then Braga went and managed to get a kill, and then the regular Lake Town Guard next to him also got a kill. A terrible finish to the fight phase for PJ. That does go into priority for next turn. Aragorn's getting close, but he won't be charging this turn. Let's see the roll.
Before we do that, Alfred will try to pump Bard up again.
With that last point of will?
Yep. Yep. So up to 4.
And that goes into priority. Let's see the roll.
That'll be mine.
Goes to the Army of Lake Town. Any heroics from you, PJ?
Yeah. Aragorn will call a free heroic march.
And anything from you, Jeremy?
No, none from me.
Alright, so that goes into the Army of Lake Town's move. Just like previous turns, Jeremy failed a lot of courage checks with the Lake Town Guard, but the heroes managed to get in. So we're at the end of the Army of Lake Town's move here, and that goes to you, PJ. Aragorn's got 15 inches, but he can't charge. Where's he going to end up?
Aragorn's going to go as close as he can into the combats. Because unfortunately I'm going to have to stop here due to control zones. However, I'll be able to get a nice banner effect, and then a lot of my army will be in range next turn for heroic moves.
At this stage, Jeremy's got to be nervous. Aragorn is staring down a lot of his support characters, ready to absolutely mince his army. Alright, Jeremy, you've got some very important shots here.
None of these moved, so I've got 4 shots at Aragorn, surprisingly, and 1 hits. See where it goes. It goes up. I would have preferred down, but that's okay. Doesn't do anything.
And the horse has survived. Huge. So in this combat phase, looks like there's a lot going on. What heroics are being declared?
Jeremy had priority, so I'm going to call a heroic strike first with the King of the Dead, because Tariel has a high fight value.
Yep, and I call a strike as well to match that one, and I've called a heroic combat over here and over here because they're still free, and I might be able to get a lucky move.
Wow, so that is 5 heroics in there. That's going to start with one of your combats, Jeremy. Which
Yep,
one do you
let's
want to
go
start
with Bard.
And Bard lost that fight to 2 shielding Warriors of the Dead. And interestingly, Jeremy decided not to make way because he was shielding anyway, so he couldn't take any hits. And then Bane's heroic combat also failed after that. So not a super successful turn for Jeremy so far. That was followed by Legolas then getting a kill against one of the warriors. Anything to reduce PJ's numbers is good for Jeremy. He has to do as much damage as possible before Aragorn hits next turn. And now it's the King of the Dead going up against Tariel. This is a big one. Let's see the strikes first.
So King of the Dead strike.
Yep.
So King of the Dead is on 9.
Tariel is on 10.
Tariel on 10, alright.
Ooh.
There we go.
Ooh.
So Tariel does win on fight value there.
Yep. Okay. That is. How much fate do you have left?
I think it's 2. I think you can instant kill me if you want to.
Yeah, point of my insta kill.
Wow.
Yep.
So that 5 mites up to a 6, and that takes out King of the Dead.
Yeah, and the Harbinger. Nice.
That was a major and unexpected loss for PJ that hurt a lot. And then he lost 2 Warriors of the Dead in a row just to regular guard, which really hurts. And at the end of that turn, 8 models from the Army of the Dead have gone down. Jeremy, how many models have you lost?
I have lost the Master, which is important, and 2 others.
So, that doesn't sound good, but at the moment, Jeremy, you're only in 1 table quarter while PJ is across the board. So if it did end right now, PJ has a very comprehensive victory.
Oh, absolutely.
This ends on quarter. Let's see priority.
Sure.
That's good.
Good. Any heroics, Jeremy?
No.
So Aragon's going to move into the Daughter. Unfortunately, I have to tag and wrap.
It's not very noble of Aragon to charge one of Bard's daughters, but he's going to be able to absolutely obliterate her. Jeremy used his move to start sending some of his models to the other table quarters to play the objective, and then he started to swarm Aragon with as many bodies as possible. And the state of the board is very interesting. We have 2 Fatten Court Guard over here, 3 Fatten Court Guard along the back here, the Herald in the middle of the table, and now Jeremy's realized he needs to be going for this objective, so the Lake Town is starting to spread out, but all the heroes are currently in the middle there, so if PJ can get the break, all of those guys have courage too, so might start running. And that takes us into the combat phase. Any heroics, guys?
Yep, I'm going to do my heroic combat with Bane for being within the Daughters.
And I will call a heroic combat with Aragon.
A heroic combat?
Yep, and I will call a strike with Legolas.
Reason being is because I know that combat's going to try and come into Aragon, and if the combat goes my way, my combat will go first.
Alright, it's risky because the other option was striking, where Legolas then might not be as brave to go in, but I guess if you can get 4 kills and charge 2 more guys, that's going to be a massive turn. So here's a roll to see who goes first. 4, 5, 6 will go to PJ. 1, 2, 3 goes to Jeremy. Huge roll here. Goes to PJ. Alright, Aragon, let's see what you can do.
Big 6s.
Yep.
Aragon's got the win. Now, his main roadblock, he has to kill all 4,
Sure.
but that daughter has 2 fate.
Yep. So only the 1 wound?
Oh, nothing.
Oh,
So I'll-
no.
1 dead. Next one. And then the last one. Do I try and kill the Daughter?
You do, yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, not the rolling you needed there, PJ.
No, it was not.
Alfred, see if he survives. He does not.
So Alfred has died. Now, is this one Tilda or Sigrid?
This is Tilda.
Now, she took 2 wounds because Aragon wounds are on 3s with D2.
She's gone.
She's failed 2 fate. So Aragon nearly got that heroic combat off. It was just one of the Lake Town guards that survived it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's going to go into your...
Heroic combat. He goes, oh, that's not good.
So Legolas is now fight 7.
It's enough.
That's
that
all
enough?
he needs to be above Aragon.
I got a 6.
There's a 6.
Okay, so I need a 6. That doesn't help. And the heroes, Legolas has 1 point of might. You've got it.
Okay.
Got him.
Oh, no. Nearly survived that.
That's all right.
Take him out. And Jeremy, where are you going with this heroic?
So I've got 3 that can move, and they're all going into Aragorn. So this one's going to wrap around and try and get the trap there. Legolas will jump over to here, and then the last guy will jump in to here. And you know what? It's really nice to be able to charge things that don't have terror.
Aragon is in danger, but I think it was a tactical blunder from Jeremy to not call the heroic combat with Bard because he could have just got more dice into Aragon. And here is the big fight. It's Aragon fighting Legolas, Bane, and a friend. Let's see what Aragon can set the bar at. It's a 6. It's good. Oh, there's a 6 from them, and they'll win because the heroic.
Where'd you get these dice from, Jacob? They are amazing.
Oh, well, a good chance to plug Baron at dice. Go pick them up. All right, let's see the strikes.
Okay, I'm going to go, what's the defense of Aragorn?
7.
And the horse?
5.
Everyone in Aragorn.
Everyone gone up top?
Wow.
And I didn't faint with those ones, so that is 3 wounds.
3 wounds on Aragon. You've got 3 fate.
3 wounds. I'll throw 2 fate at it.
Passes
Saves both.
them both.
So you take a wound.
I'll take a wound.
All right, we're on a wild ride. That goes to priority. Let's see it. Well,
Goes evil.
It's mine. Loving that.
and any heroics?
Do you waste your free?
Yeah, we'll do Aragon's free heroic move to try and drain Jeremy of his resources.
All right, and Jeremy, will you counter that?
That's a free. There's very limited places you can go in. You'll get the horse off, but I'll still have a striking Legolas, and you're down to how much might?
2.
Two left. Ooh. Legolas definitely would not do it. Bard, I don't think can because he couldn't get into Aragorn then if he called it. So I don't think that's possible. So Braga would be the only option there. Ooh, that's a tricky one. No.
No, leaving it.
Leave it.
All right, so that's Aragon's move. I was surprised that Jeremy let this go. I was expecting him to call a heroic move with one of the lower tier characters just to tie him up, just so that Aragon's not going to be hitting as hard. If he wins a fight, because he's moved first, he'll get his charge bonus, which means he'll double his strikes, which is serious lethal threat to any of the heroes on the board. In Jeremy's move, he did just swamp onto Aragon, and importantly, Bard had been tied up, so he got another hero in with him. So at this stage in the game, the lines are clashing and models are starting to spread out. It's just really a question. If PJ can break the army of Laketown, he can win. Otherwise, it'll be all over. That's going to go into the combat phase. Any heroics to declare?
Yes, I will call a heroic combat with Braga. Now, what's Legolas's fight? I'm already equal to you.
Fight 6.
We're both fight 6.
And I've got elven weapons.
He's
So
got
do I.
elven weapon as well.
Okay.
PJ, will you call a strike there?
Yeah, well,
I'll call one with Bard.
strike.
Yep. So strike there, heroic combat there. I'm going to go Legolas as well.
And the first fight is going to be Braga's heroic combat in here. What's happening?
I strike first.
Yep, so this is Bard's fight value. Here's fight
10.
10.
Goes to you.
The dead one, so that'll be
Wow.
dead. That's, yeah, it's dead. So I'm pretty sure I can only get one here. So this one's going to go as far as it can along here. And then that one's going to go into there.
So here's the big fight. Aragon fighting just about everything.
Yep.
Let's see what Aragon's strike is.
Not 10.
Fight 9.
And Legolas is not 10 either. But Bard's in.
Bard's in.
Bard is in. I think this is bye-bye Aragon.
You got a 6. I just have to get to the 6. So these are my hero dice. They can get there on a point of might, so I'll put them aside. And then I just hope to get it with my troops, which will just be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. No, I'll spend the might on the blue, Bard. So I win that fight. I'll just do, going everything at Aragorn. 2 wounds. He's dead.
Gone.
And that is Aragon done.
Revenge for the master.
It was very unfortunate seeing Aragon's noble charge end like that. He ran all the way across the table just to die. And here's the next turn priority.
Yep. That is
Good to me.
PJ's. Yep.
In PJ's move, he started spreading out, making sure he could cover as many of the table quarters as possible. The good thing is he does have models in all 4 of the table quarters, but it's not going to be enough. Jeremy will outnumber in some of his. He needed to lose 1 more model to quarter, so PJ decided just to send it into Tariel, and Jeremy said he's okay with the game ending and totally obliterated that warrior, ending the game. This is our table at the end of the game. The Army of Laketown will get 2 points for this quarter, 2 points for this quarter. PJ will get 2 points for that back quarter, and this quarter is drawn.
Exactly even, yeah.
Army of the Dead is broken, and both armies have lost their leaders. 4 points to the Army of the Dead with Aragon, and 8 points to the Army of Laketown.
Well, that didn't quite go to plan. Good luck to Jeremy for the grand final. I hope he wins it. And see you next time.
It was nothing like I expected. 3rd grand final in a row. I know how to lose one. I know how to win one. I'm going to see if I can find a way to draw one. No, I'm fighting Alex, so I will be against Harajam. It's going to be interesting. Low defense. I'm excited.
Thank you for watching, and the grand final is going to be an absolute thriller. Make sure you subscribe so you're notified when it goes live.